life. In life, we all have decisions. We all have decisions that we have to make. We all have decisions that we have to stand by. You know what I'm saying? It's like as you go through your process in life, as you go through the obstacles in life, you got to understand it's a journey. There is a journey in your process. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people just look at their current situation, not understanding the position you have in life. A lot of times it's bigger than you. A lot of time the position that you're in, especially if you're in a successful position, you have to understand it's bigger than you. You know what I mean? Especially to an individual that's highly successful, to a person that's super successful in life, right? You got to understand, especially if you come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? You come from a household where not a lot of people was very successful or highly successful in their own life. And if you happen to be that person that really take it to a whole nother level financially, you got to understand your position. It's bigger than you. You know what I mean? You got to understand that, especially if you're a young adult out here, like the John Morant situation, you become highly successful at a young age. If you come highly successful at a young age, it's important for you to understand that you above the average. You above, I gotta say, at least 75% of people in your own category. Maybe even higher than that. But I'm gonna be generous with it, right? You know what I mean? Especially if you're a John Morant type, 200 million type. That's when you up in that 2%, what they say, the 5%, 10% of America. In general, I am speaking. You gotta understand that energy that comes with that. You gotta understand your position and how you affect your own family, your own community, your own loved ones, your own self as well. So that's why I call the title of this video, right? It's called A Long Journey. Because you can make your journey a pleasant one, or you can make your journey more difficult than you can ever imagine. Do you feel? You know? And I'm not here to tell you what not to do. See, one thing about me, what I do on my channel, Sean B. Stoller, I don't never tell any grown individual what to do with their life. I'm just here to give you my experiences. I'm just here to give you my point of view. I'm here to give you, hopefully, a little something than what you're used to make you want to think about your own actions and your own movements out here in these streets. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? So you got to really think about that as you go out here in life. You go out here and experience things. You go out here and experience what this world has to offer you. And just know that it's not a quick marathon. No matter how successful you are, it's still a journey in your process. Because whether you have the money that you dreamed of, whether you have the position that you dreamed of, it still comes with terms and conditions on how you move out here. Now you can choose to have a smooth transition or a difficult one. The choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I think about the John Morant situation, right? Maybe a lot of people are looking at it wrong. Some people want to say he's young because he's in his early 20s. Look, I'm going to tell you something, right? For me, in my history, you know, I, I was making real good money in my 20s. No, not millions, though. I'm not here to front to you. But I was highly successful for my age bracket. You know what I'm saying? In my early 20s, I was making 80,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? No college degree. Early 20s. I'm in my 40s now, right? So, one thing I can tell you from my personal experience is that you just start to feel yourself a little too much, especially if you come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have much, especially if you're sharing a bed, growing up as a young, you know what I'm saying, as uh, a young teen, a minor. As you coming up and you finally get to a position in life at a young age, sometimes things get blurry for you because you so in the moment, you don't understand your position and how things and how your movements in life can affect your future. And not only that, we're in the social media era. Everything is documented on these digital platforms, on these digital softwares. So you got to remember, man, what you do on this social media world that we in today, it can all be traced. Doesn't matter if you delete it. It's still accessible to certain individuals. So when I think about the John Morant situation, right? People want to say some folks will say, "Oh, he's young, and he come from, this type of background." I'm like this, bro. When you start making them big figures, right? That big money, man, which he is making, he's not a teenager. According to United States, after age 18, you consider to be a young adult. After age 21, you can pretty much clear to do pretty much anything you want to do that's illegal in the US. Huh? You can smoke, drink, rent a car. So you can say he's a young man, he's trying to figure it out. But when you go out there in that world after age 18, they don't look at you like a little person. I shouldn't say a little person, but a underage adult. They don't look at you like that. You know what I'm saying? They look at you as you are an adult, you out here doing grown man business, and you're going to be judged accordingly based on how the US is set up. I can't tell you about another country, but I can tell you about United States. So he is in his 20s, right? John Morant is in his 20s. So you can call him a young man still trying to figure it out, or the guns is legal. But if you go back to, especially my subscribers, you know what it is with me. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to give you the game. But you got to remember this in life, in your journey in life, there's a terms and conditions in everything you do. When you work for a major corporation, when you sign that contract online, saying you agree to the terms and conditions, regardless, just like if you work at a union job. The laws on a union job is different than working at a regular mom and pop's place. When you work for a union job, they have different sets of rules on top of whatever state regulation rules that they have in place. So just like the John Morant situation, just because where he live at is legal for him to carry a gun, but is it legal for him to carry it in a manner in the way he's showing it on Instagram? And you could say, "Oh man, he got money, he got money." But how do you know? Do you know what his contract looked like? Do you understand the terms and conditions of what he signed for? See, you know, that's why I always say, man, I'm not here to really tell you what the next man is doing and how he's doing that. Nah, bruh. What I'm here to tell you is in life, you have terms and conditions in everything you do. When you're on your cell phone, when you're on the internet, when you on these different social media platforms, everything you do has a terms and conditions. Now, how you go about it is your business. But understand for every action, there's a reaction. If you following me, do you feel? So you mean to tell me, just think from it, just from the basic standpoint, right? If you have somebody working for you, they do a very good job for you. You say, you know what? I'm gonna give you 200 million because you're just such a great worker for me, right? Like I appreciate you. So here's 200 million, right? So if somebody give you 200 million, right? You don't think they have their own set of rules and regulations that they want you to uphold? You don't think they have their own, you know what I'm saying? uh Terms that they want you to complete and understand what the requirements are. So you're going to say that the same person that works at your local burger place is going to get treated with the same person that's making over 200 million. I'll wait. So you got to understand that. That's why I say it's a long journey, man. It's a long journey. Now, you can make that a pleasant one or you can make it a very discomforting one. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care where you work at. Everybody have a terms and conditions. You can be a person working or individual working at, you know what I'm saying, a fast food restaurant. Just because they don't pay 30, $40 an hour, it doesn't mean they do not have terms and conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, really think about that. No matter where you work at, they want you to represent their business with a certain type of standard involved, right? Doesn't matter where you work at, because I guarantee you, at most fast food places, they have a uniform they want you to wear, right? Why do you think they want you to wear that uniform? It's not just because you're wearing the logos. It's so that everybody looks the same, their movements are the same, and they all on one accord of what this company wants. They want everybody to look a certain way when they clock in, come to work. You know what I'm saying? This is why they give you that uniform, because they want people that come in this restaurant and make a purchase to see that, hey, these are my people, this is my standards, this is my requirements. And you can have your food, and this person and the next person, they're all going to be in the same alignment. They're going to have the same understanding. Now how you perform that's a different thing, but the whole purpose of you wearing the same uniform is not just for the uniform. It's because of your representation of the corporation. Do you feel? I mean, I hope you peeping game, man, because all I bring to you was nothing but good game, good conversation, good motivation, and hopefully some type of inspiration. I am Sean B. Stoller. Let's go. Huh? You feel me? It's like when you making good money, right? And even if you have your own business, if you start having a lot of high if you start having clients, right? High intel clients, clients that, come in, they like to talk to you directly. Let's say if you selling merchandise, you selling clothes, all right. Selling some type of garments, okay? If you own a garment store, right? And you selling garments to customers and you got certain type of individuals that come in there and like to spend a certain amount of money with you, are you going to have a certain type of standard on how you speak to them, on how you treat them? Yes, you will. Because you have an understanding and they have an understanding that, hey, I go to this specific store. I like the person that helps me. And on top of that, they willing to pay top dollar for your material for what you're selling. So when those clients come into your store, you're going to have a little bit more pep in your step. You're going to have a little bit more sauce on that conversation. Not that you're trying to finesse them. It's just that, hey, this person comes in, they like to spend money with me. So I want to make sure what? I present myself in a certain type of way. Huh? Do you feel what I'm saying, huh? So if you have a business, you selling garments, you got certain clientels that come in there, right? When those certain individuals come in that you familiar with, you're going to make sure you put a little extra sauce on what you bring to them. Because at the end of the day, if they like your presentation, if they like your presentation, they like your garment, because they can pretty much get, whatever you offering, I'm pretty sure online. But for some reason, they like coming into your store because of what? Because of how you conduct yourself, your terms and conditions. How do you treat the customer? Your reputation. And how comfortable did you make it for them to come into the store and feel free to come in here and make purchases? See, all of this ties in to what I'm saying to you. So, with the John Morant situation, right? Now, this has have happened multiple times. Having a gun incident, with his mom's at the finish line store, all that stuff, right? What is his reputation looking like at this point? You still think he's worth over 200 mil? Maybe. But the corporation he working for, I'm pretty sure they looking to do something a little bit different now. Huh? Because the terms and conditions that they're requiring of him to meet and the standards that he have to keep is not being met. So I wonder what his contract is saying when it pertains towards this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure for this multi-billion-dollar corporation, I'm pretty sure they paperwork is tight. Where they probably narrow everything down to the T at this point. So just like with the Kanye West thing, right? How he was calling a billionaire, and when not too shortly after that, some banks was like, "Your money is no good here. You got to take your money out our banks." Huh? Have you ever been to a bank where they say your money is no good here? I'm just saying, man, you got to understand, man. There's the terms and conditions in everything you do in this lovely country of United States, which I love. I'm here forever. Born and raised here, I'm not looking to go nowhere. Huh? But at the same time, I'm not foolish. I have an understanding. How about you? Do you feel? Huh? I'm just saying, man. Okay? And I don't make excuses for grown individuals. I do not make excuses for any grown individual. I don't make excuses for individuals out here doing grown folk business and think that they can start playing the little, the oh, I don't know type of conversation, or oh, I didn't know it was like that. Well, before you start getting into grown folk conversations, before you get into grown folk business, maybe you should have an understanding first. Because once you get implemented into these corporations and you sign that contract, you have an understanding of what the requirements are. Now it's up to you to maintain them. It's up to you to continue having that standard that they want you to keep. If you want to keep this bread, huh? You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I've been in corporate America pretty much all my life, man. You know? And it's like, you don't have to be a slave to anyone, but you do have to have an understanding of what you're dealing with and have an understanding of what the commitment is that they want you to keep. And I don't care who you are. Once they start paying you a certain amount of money in corporate America, they do expect certain type of standards from you. They do expect you to produce a certain level of integrity. They do expect you to uphold their terms and conditions to a degree and how you handle yourself. Huh? Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta have those terms and conditions out here, man. And you gotta understand that once you become a valuable asset to these corporations, you have to produce and you have to uphold a certain type of integrity that's required. I'm not telling you do nothing crazy. I'm not talking about no, you know what I'm saying? Some type of door you got to go through. I'm not talking about none of that. I don't know nothing about that life, so I'm not going to even act like I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in general. I am speaking. No matter if you're working at a fast foods corporation or a Fortune 500 corporation, they all have terms and conditions and how they expect you to conduct yourself while you're working for that establishment, huh? So I'm not talking about no type of backdoor situation and all these different things I hear on through these YouTube streets, man. I'm not here to promote any type of conspiracy. I'm not here to promote none of that. I'm talking about you having an understanding of your position and understand how it affects the ones around you. That's what I talk about. So I want to make that very clear, you know? So it's like you got to ask yourself, you know, if you had that type of money, would you be or would you do the same type of things that John Moran is doing, huh? So what I personally believe, in my opinion, when it comes to the John Moran situation, how about because he is a grown ass man out here, how about he's doing everything he want to do regardless of what the consequences are? Have you thought about it that way? Because you can say, "Oh yeah, it's the friends," or you could say, "Oh, it's his upbringing, it's his mom or whatever." But at some point, you can't blame your parents, man. When you become a grown adult out here and you out here doing grown folk business, you can't go run back to mommy no more. You can't say, oh, because my daddy didn't do this. Oh, because my family treated me like that. You start looking like a fool out here because you starting to make excuses for the choices that you choose to make. Because we're not talking about somebody that's a little kid or, some type of, young adolescent teenager. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to find themselves to a degree where, they're not even adults yet. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy in his 20s making millions of dollars, went to a college. So you mean to tell me all that education, all of his experiences, and to get into the NBA, from my understanding, it's not such an easy task. I mean, out of 50 guys, maybe one get in. You know what I'm saying? So for you to get to that level, you have to have some type of level of smarts, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure because it's understanding of positioning, and playbooks and just so many different things that you have to go through. So you mean to tell me after you go through all these steps in life, you did all this schooling, you have all these different trainings and trainers and coaches, and you mean to tell me you go through all those steps, and then once you start making big money, you just get confused? So I think some folks out here is just looking at it wrong. How about he's actually doing what he chooses to do? And however it goes down, he's okay with the consequences. Because from my understanding, when he had a gun situation a few months back, he went through some type of rehab or some type of, you know, reflection center or something. I don't know what it was, but I seen him on TV with Jalen Rose, and he's talking about how he made bad decisions and stuff like that. And then a few months later, now fast forward till today, he's still out here waving choppers. So, and you still gonna say that, oh, he's just a young adult, he's trying to figure it out? I don't believe that. I feel like he's stepping into his greatness. Now, just to remember, not everybody greatness is a positive one. Do you feel me? Not everybody greatness is a positive one. You know what I'm saying? So maybe a lot of folks out here got it twisted. You're confused. You don't understand the fact that he's doing what he wants to do, what he chooses to do. You know, maybe you looking at his money and maybe he don't care about that money, huh? you know, that's what it's starting to look like. Money is not important to him. You know what I'm saying? Riding around with cannons, waving them into the camera. That's what he's interested in. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball for what? You know what I'm saying? It's the off season. I'm finna be on IG with my partner, and we gonna be doing what we do. Let me wave this chopper. Hey man, and we gonna, continue rocking. Do you feel? Just saying. So stop making excuses for a grown man, dog. Don't make excuse for a grown man. Because this man is choosing to do whatever that is. Maybe you just can't see his vision, huh? Maybe you don't get his point of view, huh? You know what I mean? So instead of trying to defend the man, accept the man for who he truly is. And that is an individual that just, at this point, money's not a high commodity to him. You know what I'm saying? Him holding the choppers and guns on IG is more important than his basketball career. So why would I be concerned with that? It's not my money, right? It's not my family that's affected by that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta accept people and let them go on their journey, man. because it's a long journey. And obviously, he wants a difficult journey. You know what I mean? He wants his process to be the most difficult and, moneyless as possible situation he can be in. Do you feel? You know, I'm just saying. That's what it looked like. So who am I? Who am I to judge and tell you, hey man, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Hey man, you making all this money, you should be doing it a different way. Maybe that different way is not what he's looking for. Maybe that different way is just something that you see, but he don't see it. He don't want to see it, huh? Like I said a few more videos back about this, the sauce is the sauce. With certain individuals, it is what it is. They choose to live a certain type of lifestyle. You may not agree with it, but that's what they choose to do. So who am I to tell you not to do it? Who am I to tell you, a grown man, that, you know what I'm saying, sat up here and went to some type of therapy and spoke to all these different type of individuals and the commissioner of the NBA? Maybe we the ones who got it wrong. He's just showing you what he truly about. Like, forget all this basketball talk, huh? I need to wave this chopper in there. Wave it side to side like you just don't care. Do you feel? Huh? So let that man be. If he want to sink his battleship, he's not interested in, you know what I mean, build nothing up. He's not interested in, trying to elevate himself for his people, his community, his loved ones. Maybe he don't have that type of vision like that. That's not important to him. So why am I making it important to somebody that do not think it is important, huh? Do you feel? So my next topic is going to be the Warriors, man. I feel like the Warriors, the journey of the Warriors, if they don't make changes, I personally feel like they're gonna have a long journey getting back to the championship. They're gonna have a long journey getting back to that dynasty era. And I don't know if they built, because Curry. I personally believe Curry, maybe got another good 3 years out of him, maybe four. But I see Curry retiring in the next 3 to 4 years for sure. So with the Warriors, what should they do? I'm hearing all these different conversations about they looking to continue or offer Draymond Green a new contract, because I believe this is the year he can opt out. You know, Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole. Like my last video, I feel like at this point, with the Warriors, this championship a bust, man. They didn't spoiled us. So I think it's time to offer some type of package deal where, maybe with multiple teams, certain teams get this person, that person, or whatnot. But I just feel like with Green, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole, if we put them in some type of package deal, we can get somebody like Joel Embiid or uh the Kupo, from the Bucks, this Bucks center. I definitely think we need a bigger presence in the center position. You know what I'm saying? Because in that Lakers series, I felt like that's what was killing the Warriors, especially AD in the paint. And then, with LeBron James backing them down in the paint, it will start looking ugly out there, especially when them threes not dropping. When them 3 pointers not dropping for the Warriors and they keep jacking them up, And the other team, the Lakers, just kept backing them down, hitting those 2-pointers, dunks, easy layups. And then they pop out and do a three on you. So I personally feel like the Warriors have to make a change. They have to make a change. And it's something I really don't want to, I personally don't want them to, but I feel like it has to be because I'm a diehard, Warriors fan. But at the same time, I am realistic about the situation. So I feel like with the Warriors, they have to make a change. We need a strong presence in the center position. We also need some more shooting guards that's more consistent. Excuse. So I think that it's time for the Warriors to definitely get some type of package deal, you know? And with Poole being so young, Klay Thompson, he's still a great player. Draymond Green, he's still a great defenser, but a great defender. I'm sorry. Draymond Green is a great defender, but I just personally feel like it is time for them to move on from that experience. Curry, he's still solid, he's still consistent. But when it comes to the other main starters, the Pools, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, especially with Klay Thompson, I just feel like it may be time. And I hate to say that because Klay, you know what I'm saying? He was drafted to the Warriors along with Curry, Draymond Green. They was all originally drafted to the Warriors, so I would hate for them to leave. At least those two I'm talking about, Klay Thompson and three total. I'm sorry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole. I would hate to see them leave, but I think it may be time. I could be wrong. Maybe next season they choose not to, but I personally feel like they need to change it, man. We need a new scenery out here because Steph is putting in all this work and he's not getting enough quality help from the other teammates. So it's time to go elsewhere with our business when it comes to those players. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you think in the comments, you know, because I definitely think it's about that time. It's like, because Curry was out there giving it to him, man. And you could tell too, if you see that last interview he did, when he kept putting his head down, when he lost, he was like, man, he still couldn't believe that they lost the series. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for some changes, man. You know? That's the only way the Warriors, I feel like, can get back to their dynasty era. Is they have to make a few changes, make a few adjustments. Do you feel? You know? So you got to make some adjustments. And I did see an interview with Draymond Green, and they had the coach, Steve Kerr, and he was saying how when Draymond and Jordan Poole, when Draymond did what he did to Jordan Poole, it just changed the whole dynamic of the team. And I did this video many months ago. I was talking about that, where when you punch somebody and they on your team, in the manner that Draymond Green did that, I don't know how you expect for it not to go sour when it comes to the team. You know what I'm saying? So much love to him, but I think it's time to move on from the Draymond and Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole experience. Do you feel? You know? especially if you're looking at trying to get a chip in the next 2 years. Because, like I said, Curry, I personally feel Curry got about another good 3 years, and he may retire after that. That's my opinion. So I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? I can give it to you, well, what? Well, what? Do you feel? You know. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? And just remember that when you're out here in the world, you know, you have to understand that there is a terms and conditions in everything you do. There's a terms and conditions on everything you do, especially here in America. And before I get out of here, I just want to let you know this. You know, you got to believe in yourself and not allow a lot of negativity to destroy your space. I am Sean B. Stola. Until next time, peace.